All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're going deep into the world of ancient Chinese medicine.
Ooh, exciting.
We are talking qi.
Love it.
And where better to dive in than the Yellow Emperor's classic of internal medicine.
Hey, classic.
Specifically, we're cracking open chapter 18, the spiritual pivot.
All right.
So get ready to unlock some secrets about this mysterious life force. You know, the one that flows through us all, qi.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
I'm pumped. Now, I know we've all heard of qi, its energy, its life force, but for those of us who maybe haven't spent years studying ancient Chinese texts,
Right.
what exactly is it a bit, straight from the source?
Yeah, well, the Yellow Emperor's classic, it actually gets pretty specific.
Oh.
It tells us that qi comes from, well, what we eat.
Okay, so like food is fuel.
Exactly. And they specifically mention grain
Grain, interesting.
as like a really key source of qi. But here's where it gets even cooler. This qi, it's not all one thing.
Oh.
So it splits into two types. We've got yin qi and wei qi. 2 for the price of 1.
2 types of qi.
Okay. I did not know that. So it's not just one kind of energy flowing through us.
Nope. It's like having, 2 specialized teams working inside.
Okay. I like that. Teams. I'm a team player. So break down these teams for me. What's the deal with yin qi?
All right. So yin qi, think of it like your internal nourishment crew. It circulates in the blood vessels.
Okay.
Delivering all those good nutrients. And get this, it actually transforms into blood itself.
Wait, so yin qi turns into blood?
Exactly. Keeps everything running smoothly on the inside.
Okay, that makes sense. So yin qi, it's like the delivery system.
Totally.
Making sure all our cells get what they need. Okay, got it. Now what about team wei qi?
Okay, wei qi is more like your bodyguard.
I like it.
Your external defense force. It hangs out outside those blood vessels, protecting you from all those nasty external invaders like bacteria and viruses. It's like your immune system's front line.
Whoa, so we've got like an internal support team, A&D, security detail, all thanks to eating our grains.
It's pretty amazing. The Yellow Emperor knew what was up. But how does all this qi actually, move through the body?
Okay, well, the Yellow Emperor's classic, it actually maps it out for us. Pretty intricate pathways.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. So yin qi, it follows this fascinating 50-step cycle.
50 steps.
Throughout the entire body.
Oh.
Constantly nourishing, replenishing, it's making its rounds, making sure everything is in tip-top shape.
50 steps is a lot of steps. It's dedicated. That yin qi doesn't mess around. Is there like a key stop on that 50-step route? Something especially important?
There is one that's really intriguing. The step where it reaches the lungs.
Okay, yeah.
Because the text, it emphasizes how this is where yin qi combines with the air we breathe.
Huh, interesting.
And it really highlights the importance of breathing for our overall vitality. It's like this meeting point between the energy we get from food and the energy we're taking in from the world.
Okay, so breathing isn't just about oxygen. It's part of this whole qi cycle.
Exactly.
It makes you appreciate those deep breaths. So that's yin qi. 50-step program, check. What about wei qi? Does it follow the same route?
Wei qi's a little different. It's got its own path. This one flows through yin and yang channels.
Whoa, hold on, yin and yang channels. I feel like I'm going to need a little Q101 here. Explain these channels.
Okay, think of it like an energetic highway system.
Okay, I like that. Highways. Keep going.
25 steps for each yin and yang, and they're divided between day and night. And this is where it gets really interesting because, see, it connects to the natural rhythms of our bodies.
So yin and yang channels. It's like 2 different modes for our qi.
Yeah, you could say that.
Depending on if it's time to recharge or power up.
Right. So yin channels are the ones that help you wind down, promote rest and recovery, most active at night. Yang channels, those are the express lanes, boosting energy, activity. That's more of a daytime thing.
Makes sense. So what's this got to do with our body's natural rhythms?
Well, the text, it tells us that wei qi, it reaches its peak in those yang channels at midday.
Midday, okay.
Which would explain why we often feel most energetic during the day.
True.
And then conversely, it peaks in the yin channels at midnight, which promotes rest and sleep.
So that's why some people are morning people and some people are night owls.
Could be.
It's all about this ebb and flow of qi through yin and yang.
Exactly.
It's all making sense now. I've always wondered, though, about those people, who seem to have boundless energy, especially when they're young, and then others who always seem tired, especially as they get older.
Yeah.
Does the text say anything about that?
You know what it does? It actually connects it to how freely that qi can flow through us as we age.
Interesting.
So, it suggests that elderly people, they often experience more fatigue, sleep issues, because their qi and blood become deficient.
Okay.
And their pathways, they get obstructed over time.
So it's like the roads get more potholes over time, so the qi can't travel as smoothly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where things get really fascinating.
Yeah.
This is where we introduce this concept called the jiao.
Jiao. All right, lay it on me. What's a jiao?
Jiao. It's not actually like a physical organ.
Oh, okay.
It's more about function. Think of it like a system of transformation for qi within the body.
Okay, so if it's not an organ, how do I picture it? What's a good analogy?
All right, imagine each jiao is like a chef.
Okay, a chef.
With a specific culinary specialty.
All right, I'm into this. What kind of chefs are we talking about?
So there are 3 jiao. We've got the upper, the middle, and the lower. The upper jiao, our first chef, he takes in the raw ingredients.
Okay.
The food, the air we breathe. Mm-hmm. And he transforms them into the basic building blocks of qi and blood.
Okay, so upper jiao is like the starting point.
Yeah, the prep chef. He gets everything ready.
Okay, then what?
Then we bring in the middle jiao. This is our master chef.
Oh, fancy.
He's all about refining. He takes those basic ingredients that the upper jiao prepared, and he extracts the pure essences.
Okay.
This is how we create ying qi, which, eventually becomes blood. He's whipping up a gourmet meal for your body.
Wow, so the middle jiao is like super important.
It's essential.
It's creating the good stuff, the nourishment. Man, makes you appreciate even a simple meal.
It's amazing, right, how interconnected it all is.
Our bodies are basically culinary masterpieces.
That's one way to put it.
Constantly transforming, refining, to keep that qi balance just right.
Precisely.
That's mind-blowing. Okay, now I'm really curious about chef number 3. What's the lower jiao all about?
The lower jiao, that's our cleanup crew.
Yeah.
He's all about separating the pure from the impure. Making sure those waste products get out of the body nice and smooth.
So it's not just about solid waste. We're talking like excess fluids, toxins, anything that could mess up the qi flow.
Yeah, you got it. It's like your body's waste management system, making sure everything that's no longer needed is processed, released efficiently.
So keeping those pipes clear for smooth qi sailing. I like it.
Exactly. So lower jiao, he works with the small intestine, guides those fluids down to the bladder for filtering and, ultimately excretion. And then on the solid waste side, that gets moved down to the large intestine for removal.
Two-pronged approach, keeping both our liquid and solid waste moving. Wow.
The lower jiao has a big job.
He does. And that efficient elimination, it's crucial. I mean, any blockages, any stagnation down there in the lower jiao, that can cause all sorts of problems.
Yeah, it makes sense, like a domino effect.
Kind of. It can impact digestion, energy levels, you name it.
It's amazing, though, how this ancient text, it connects everything.
It does.
Like we think of digestion, elimination, they're separate things. But this whole qi concept, it ties them together.
It's all about balance. Our bodies are these complex systems. Everything influences everything else.
True. No part is an island. It's really cool how much emphasis they put on food and drink back then.
Absolutely.
We talked about grain being a key source of qi, but the text also mentions alcohol.
It does.
Which, honestly, I was surprised by. Yeah. The Yellow Emperor's Classic has some interesting thoughts on alcohol.
Like what? Spill the tea?
Well, they call it the liquid essence of fully ripened grain.
Okay.
But here's the thing. They point out that it gets processed differently than food.
Differently? Really?
Yeah, and get this. It can even affect how our body deals with the food we eat alongside it.
No way. So, like, if you're having a beer with dinner, it messes with your digestion.
It's not really about messing with digestion, but more about the speed at which alcohol moves through the body. See, they say because alcohol is this concentrated, pure essence of grain, its qi is lighter, more potent. It can move faster than the actual grain itself.
So it zips through you?
Exactly. Which leads to it being excreted before the food it was consumed with, even if you ate first.
Hold up. So even if I eat my burger, then have a beer, the beer is out of my system before the burger.
According to the Yellow Emperor, yeah.
Wow, I never would have guessed that. It's not just that it's a liquid, it's the quality of its qi that makes it act differently.
Right. It's fascinating how they understood these subtle nuances back then.
They were way ahead of their time. This whole conversation, it's got me thinking about the 3 jiao. We talked upper middle, but I gotta know more about this lower jiao.
Yep, the cleanup crew.
Yeah. What's happening down there that's so important for keeping our qi in check?
So the lower jiao, like we said, it's all about separating the pure from the impure, making sure those waste products are eliminated smoothly from the body.
Okay, so it's not just about getting rid of solid waste, but also, like you said, filtering out any extra fluids or toxins, things that could disrupt that qi flow.
Exactly. Think of it like your body's waste management system, right?
Yeah.
Making sure everything that's no longer needed gets processed and released efficiently.
Yeah, okay. Keeping those pipes clear so the qi can flow freely throughout the whole system.
Great way to put it. So the lower jiao works with the small intestine, guiding those fluids down to the bladder for filtering and ultimately, excretion. And then on the solid waste side, that gets moved down to the large intestine for removal.
So it's a two-pronged approach, keeping both our liquid and solid waste moving smoothly.
Exactly. And this efficient elimination, it's crucial for maintaining that overall qi balance. Any blockage, any stagnation down in the lower jiao can have ripple effects throughout the whole body.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, it can impact digestion, energy levels, you name it.
That's wild. It's amazing how this ancient text connects everything.
Right.
Like, we often think of digestion and elimination as totally separate processes, but this whole concept of qi really ties them together.
It does. It's a reminder that our bodies are incredibly complex systems, Everything influences everything else.
No part is an island. This has been an incredible deep dive. It's amazing how much wisdom is packed into this ancient text. I feel like we've only scratched the surface of this whole world of qi.
Yeah, there's definitely so much more to explore, to learn.
For our listeners who are, like me, totally captivated by this, where would you suggest they go next?
Well, the Yellow Emperor's Classic, it's a treasure trove of knowledge. I mean, there are so many other chapters that go deeper into different aspects of qi and its relationship to the organs, bodily functions,
Like what? Give us some examples.
Sure. You could check out how qi interacts with the heart or the lungs or the liver. Even, get this, emotions.
Wow, so it goes beyond the physical.
Oh, absolutely. Qi is connected to everything.
I think I'm going to have to spend some time with this text myself, exploring some of those other chapters. It's amazing how relevant these ancient teachings still are.
They really are. And even though the text is rooted in these, ancient traditions, its insights can still be applied to our modern lives.
I agree. Understanding how qi works and how what we do impacts it can help us make healthier choices.
100%.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of qi, what's one key takeaway you hope our listeners will walk away with?
I think the most important takeaway is that qi isn't just this abstract concept. It's this vital force that flows through all of us, connecting our physical, mental, even spiritual well-being. And by understanding how it works, by making choices that support its flow, we can really optimize our health.
That's a great point. It's empowering too, right? We have some control over this.
Exactly.
Well, to our listeners who are feeling inspired, remember that the Yellow Emperor's Classic of Internal Medicine is an amazing resource, full of wisdom, waiting to be discovered. Go dive in. Continue your journey of learning and self-discovery.
Absolutely. There's always more to learn.
And this text, it's like this timeless guide to understanding the human body, the interconnectedness of life itself.
It really is.
On that note, we want to thank you all for joining us on this fascinating deep dive into the mystery of qi. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and maybe even a newfound appreciation for the amazing workings of your own body.
Until next time, may your qi flow freely and harmoniously.
Happy exploring, everyone!